Does that sound pretty good, or is that...
That sounds really good.
Okay. Check. I'm going to take my jacket off because it's very noisy.
It was a long intro.
Well, this isn't the intro. Don't use this part.
I think it should be.
Hi, this is Alexa, and you're listening to the Wishbeads podcast. I'm really excited today because I have a very special guest, near and dear to my heart, my companion for over 27 years, the one and only Robert, otherwise known as Roberto, or Bob, or Bobby.
Here we go.
Or lots of things. Now listen, pipe down, mister, because I'm supposed to do this riff, right? This, like, you taught me this. At the beginning of a podcast, you do this riff part. But between you, me, the audience, we're doing the riff now, as you can hear.
Reach out to all your fans and be...
He taught me this. He said, Lex.
Be normal.
Be normal.
Be
Talk
a friend.
about... But we're friends.
Friend to your audience.
But if you know me, you actually know that we are friends.
Yeah.
So
go. I won't interrupt.
No, I think we're already started. I think the riff is it. This is the riff. Today's episode is really about pulling back the curtain a little bit and talking about what happens behind the scenes of the Wishbeads magic.
I was kind of excited to do this podcast because we don't often sit down to talk for 30 minutes. We're too busy.
We're talking to each other all the time.
No, but like formal, like really have a conversation, like sort of, you know what I mean?
I guess so, yeah.
Like actually, sometimes when we do a puzzle right here.
We do a puzzle. We were recording this in our
puzzle empire.
Reissue 1961 Shasta Air Flight trailer, which I bought on a whim because I wanted to. And it now sits in our backyard, and it has been on many adventures. Our favorite is, wouldn't you say, the Redwood Forest?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, too.
It's pretty magical.
It is there.
I applaud your buying on a whim. You're really good at that.
I don't do it often, but when I do it, you'd be researching it. He's a big researcher.
And here it is, and it's perfect.
It just had to be done because it was a good move.
It came with a lot of other things that had to be done. But
indeed, like redoing our entire backyard, but details.
So we have a whole new mic setup. How do you think it feels?
I think it feels pretty good. We're going to, we have smaller microphones and we have headphones because after editing all these podcasts, we realized you need them. That's why everyone uses them.
Maybe more of a portable setup as far as it goes. Actually, you can hold these mics and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, we should try that.
Well, no, you're very far and you can't hear yourself.
I'm pulling it out.
Oh, he's going to hold his microphone.
I'm going to be this guy. Yeah, that's good.
You can be that guy. You're leaning back now and I'm leaning forward. Okay, well, this is really, I don't know how riveting this is to listen to, but here we are. I've missed my riff, my opening riff. We are on a timer, friends, because
27 minutes until squash.
We're making butternut squash and it's in the oven.
Right.
You know how that goes. We're just recording a podcast while we're making squash.
And don't be fooled. We don't make squash a lot. We don't have things going in the oven a lot. But it seems very holiday-like.
Too true. We're having friends over. We're making taco bowls. And we had this thought of, let's use the squash that's been sitting on the counter.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's what we're doing.
I'm very honored to be on your podcast.
Wow. How does it feel to be in front of the mic and not just editing? See, Robert, for those of you who don't know, is the magic behind the scenes. There's a few people that are the magic behind the scenes of Wishbeads. Even though we are a wickedly small team, we are pretty magical.
Let's do our joke.
Here's the joke. Oh, wait a minute. There's a customer service email, although that's not true because that usually goes to Aaron.
No, but somebody calls and says, "Is this Wishbeads?" Yes. Can I have customer service?
Yes. Hold please.
On.
Hi, customer service. Can I help you?
Oh, wait, I didn't want customer service. I wanted returns.
Oh, yes. Hi. Can I help you? Returns department.
No, sorry. Marketing. I'm interested in marketing.
Hi, this is Alexa, head of marketing. How can I help you?
Wait, who can I talk to about scheduling future events?
Oh, right. Events coordinator. Hi, just me, Alexa. How can I help you? You know, you have these forms when you do these big opportunities and they're like, put all the contact information for all the people that, I need to contact accounts payable, that it's all me.
However,
although the mighty Aaron is amazing. If anyone has dealt with customer service, returns, or anything technical, detail-oriented, Aaron, you're the best.
That's right.
She's awesome.
Now, when they're very rarely technical questions, so you don't transfer many calls my way.
That's true. I don't. That's true. But all of the editing, all the editing, which is there was more than you realize. The graphics we designed. Satoko was unbelievable. Designed a lot of the logo and but now there's a lot of things to design, so we do it ourselves. Brochures and anyway.
Design department, hello.
Design department, hello. I have to tell you a really funny story. So Wishbeads was on Good Morning America, and it aired, I think I want to say at like 8:00 in the morning in New York. Right. And it went live, and it was part of a View Your Deal, something or other, on Good Morning America. Very exciting. But I myself was in Hawaii at the time. So I didn't go to bed.
Oh, that's right.
I stayed up. You do the math. I think it's 6 hours? I think it's a 6-hour time difference. Right. I didn't go to sleep. I just was up alone in my room, laptop open. I was calling someone on the East Coast to watch it live. And then, of course, what happens when you do that kind of exposure and there's like so many orders flying in is that there are customer service calls. Now, one of my favorite calls was this lovely woman and her husband, and they sounded a little older, gotta say. And they were asking me questions, and they're like, we think this. Because, of course, I'm like, hello, Wishbeads. And, of course, they don't know I'm Hawaii. They don't know it's in the middle of the night. And they're just like, hello.
They don't know you're the founder.
No. Hello, Wishbeads. And so they're asking me questions. And then she's like, I just think this is a great idea. And I said, oh, that's so great. I'm Alexa. I'm the creator. Oh, my God. And they're, oh, my God, Phil, this is Alexa. She's the creator. And from the background, I hear, you should go on Shark Tank. So cute. Best moment ever. That's just some of the behind the scenes.
I thought you were going to tell the story the other time you were on, was it Good Morning America? Where you're actually on.
Oh, no, the Today Show.
Oh, the Today Show. That was with me. With that guy.
Oh, God.
You're with that guy. You're like, oh, it's just some co-host guy.
That's not, no, you can't really... the fact that I didn't realize who that was.
Did you?
Because it was all very, very, very fast. Yeah. So what happened when I came home and I talked to the kids?
Or they saw it.
Oh, they saw it on TV, right? It was live. So I was on the Today Show as because I am a coach and I speak specifically about communications, confidence on camera, in networking events, and I was appearing as an expert to talk to Tamron Hall about small talk strategies for parties. And there was this elaborate setup and it was super fun. It was crazy high paced. But when Tamron showed up, guess who was standing next to her?
John Cena.
John Cena. Now,
the boys, for some reason, just at that time had gotten into John Cena.
Yeah, our kids,
and we had been
our
watching wrestling and old clips of him, and they were super into John Cena for some reason. And you were on. They're like, what? Wait,
she's talking to John Cena. So, of course, it's all Fast and Furious. I'm not hanging out with John Cena before, nor am I hanging out with him afterward, because behind the scenes of the Today Show, it is crazy hectic. Right. And literally, they walked in, and I saw them about 30 seconds before we went live. And it was over, but the kids were like, did you get an autograph or a picture with John Cena?
Did you have dinner with him?
And I was like, no.
Anyways. I guess we could reminisce. Is that
no, let's not reminisce. Nah, let's not reminisce.
Is there a theme of today's podcast? Or
well, I think that...
holidays?
I think that I wanted to really talk about what I'm passionate about this whole idea of wish work. Right. Not just wishing. Wishing is amazing, and there is power there. But you are someone who is quite privy to the whole idea of the work that it takes behind a website, a product, production, distribution, video, podcasting, is that you've got the front row seat, as it were, in the Alexa world. Yeah. And also the kids do too. Right. And I think as an entrepreneurial family, and you yourself are an entrepreneur, that there is a myth that it all looks easy, or you have this idea that says other people can do that, but not me.
Right.
And I thought, well, it always is more glamorous looking than what it really is. What it really is a lot of grit, a lot of hours, a lot of persistence, and also a lot of humility, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. There's been those moments where it didn't seem like it was working. or where you didn't have people around you that really knew what they were doing, maybe?
Yeah, early.
Yeah, and you were looking like, what does it take to make this thing scale?
Go.
Or get bigger? Or,
and this was even before I came up with the bracelet concept.
Yeah.
This was when we were talking about the paper bead kits.
But, and I think if I can give you a compliment.
Sure, I'll take it. Yeah.
You always have been willing to take advice, you know? So if you think about the paper bracelet morphing into the jewelry component, that was on the recommendation of somebody that you trusted.
Our friend Anat.
But even that you were able to hear them. You think of that, you think of that hamburger place. We've heard of this. Of people that start something and on the surface it's a great idea.
That's right.
But they're afraid to heed advice because they've had success in other things. I can do that. And I suffer from that. In the sense of when you do a piece and you get criticism for it, or you get changes from quote unquote the client. And in a weird way, everyone's your client, really, right? So
you have to be open to the feedback for sure.
So you've had a great, you've been able to flex, ebb and flow. Should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Listen, try.
Well, I'll tell you that moment. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
That moment when I was doing a wish circle and I was leading the paper bead experience, which is an amazing, amazing experience. But what happens is when people would attend a wish circle, they would get excited by making their paper bead bracelet and basically wearing a vision board on their wrist of their own design and their own manifestation and their own vision. But then the handful of people that were like, I'm going to buy this for a friend, I would follow up and say, did the friend make it? And the truth was they never did because we're so busy. What adult woman really, talk to me, or man, is going to stop their busy lives and do like basically a self-discovery craft project on their own? Very few.
Kind of sad,
so
but true. Tech guy.
Wow. So I'm hoping that Robert's going to leave that abrupt end to like mid-sentence because oddly enough, even though you are one of your pet peeves is when audio or video cuts out because of lack of battery power. So here we are. We have electricity. We have plugs. But Robert decided to roll the dice with the old recorder and use the batteries that came with the device. Never fully charged.
Sitting in China and shipping across country.
Not charged. And so we're chatting and the whole thing, the whole thing cuts out. So we're going to leave that cut. And
we heard that. Yeah. What were you talking about?
I don't remember. No, I don't remember. I remember what I was talking
fired?
about. You're not fired.
Okay,
honey.
Yeah, what were you talking about?
We were talking about the moment when I realized that people were not going to do the Wishbeads experience on their own. And I was in the process of leading a wish circle, which was a group doing wish beads, and my friend Anat was part of that. And afterwards, she was the one who was like, what would be really cool would be a jewelry version. And so I have to tell you, friends, on the outside, my face was smiling and I was nodding my head to say, yes, that's interesting. But on the inside, I was throwing a little tantrum because the inner dialogue was, oh my goodness, Anat, you have no idea how hard I have worked to get this one product out into the world.
I mean, year?
More than that, because I was developing it. Then I did the Kickstarter campaign and that funded. Right. And then, you're figuring out a product and manufacturing and distribution. And I was literally like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. But on the outside, I was like, oh my God, thank you. What a great idea. But then that day I went to go get my hair cut. And for the first time ever, even though I've been going to the same person for like 15 years, they had me wait. She wasn't ready, which honestly, isn't that weird? That's never happened to me in like 15 years. So I sat down and I didn't want to go on my phone because I find that a boring choice. And so anyway, so I pulled out an envelope and I said to the universe, all right, a jewelry version. What does that look like? And like, universe, just go, let's draw something now. And I kid you not, I drew the exact picture of the jewelry bracelet that I have right now. Wow. And remember when I came home? I showed the kids and I was like, I got an amazing idea. And so sometimes when you keep yourself open with the intention of asking for help, i.e. to the universe or whatever you want to call it, things show up and you become just the vessel to receive that.
I think it's a great lesson. Yeah, because it's hard to do. It's hard. If you let your mind sort of play that game of what? You don't get it. I think it's an Aquarius thing. You don't understand. I understand.
But is that your inner critic?
Yeah, you get in your own way about and look, you could have held on to the paper version.
Well, I still do it. I've given it to thousands of girls. It just shifted.
It's become more viable in its own way.
Yeah.
Knowing what it is for.
Yeah.
But you could have been like, no, this is it.
Right.
And it's not my fault. People don't want to sit down and do this kind of work.
Right.
That's humanity's fault, society's fault, you know? So I actually thought maybe, because it is December, it's around the holidays, this is a good time to reflect on the year and look ahead. That could be a good thing to do.
Well, one of the things that I'm thinking about as I'm making my New Year's wishes and goals and things like that is making decisions by imagining myself doing them and then checking within to say, does that sound fun?
Huh.
Like I'm actually going not from a place of I should do this or I should do that or that's part of my marketing plan or blah, 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 blah. Right. I want to go from a place of what feels really fun and then the subtext being like and impactful. Like, right?
How do you quantify fun?
Does it bring joy to, like, does it feel joyful if I do it?
Doing it. Yeah.
So today, what happened was, I've got this, I'm actually going to tease this out a little bit right now here on the podcast.
Something fun?
It's something fun. Yeah, I made a decision about something, which technically was part of my marketing plan for 2020, but it came to me and I think it's going to be wildly fun. Now we're going to, make it happen. But today I got an email and it was my song.
Oh, right.
Was finished. Right. And that came in the old email on the intranet.
Nobody knows about this?
Nobody knows about this. And I'm going to be talking about this a lot in the upcoming months because I took part in an amazing process called the Songwriters Journey. It may be renamed Your Big Voice. I'm not sure. But it's by the brothers Corin. And essentially it was a group experience where we met as a group every 2 weeks for 4.5 months. And we wrote songs. We wrote a song. And then we went to Ojai, California, and we professionally recorded them. And I have no aspirations to be a singer. No, I don't. But the journey itself was really about finding where you're hiding, digging deep, letting go, finding words to express yourself, and putting it into song.
Yeah, it was less about a song. Right.
For me, I mean, some people who are really singers, they were singers, they're, they're taking it to a different level.
All those times you guys met.
No.
It was mostly about.
Oh, they've developed this phenomenal
digging
process.
into
Yes.
Who you are.
Yes. And I'm going to be talking more about this, and you're going to learn more about the brothers who are just amazing, amazing artists by their own right, successful, and have then lent their talent and the way that they sort of tease out and coax out these stories. Everyone's got a song inside of them. Everybody.
And song's a metaphor for everyone has something they really want to feel more or say more.
Yeah.
On the outside of this process, looking in, it was again pretty funny that you had these once a week.
Once every 2 weeks.
And once every 2 weeks for how long?
They were 3-hour conference calls.
3 hours. So you would shut the door to your office.
Yeah.
Which has glass so we can see into it.
Uh-huh.
And then the boys would be home some of those times. And you would occasionally, as it got closer to the actual song part, you would hear,
I did not sound like that, but yes. Oh, when we were sounding. Yes, we were doing some sounding. I did sound like that.
I remember the boys one time, Elio looked at me like, oh, there she goes. Okay. What's she doing? Okay. Mama's working on it. She's working on her song.
They're like, what? What are you doing?
Today we heard it.
You heard the song.
You held back.
Yep.
Waiting for the mix, and it was great.
Aw.
It was a great song.
Well, we're going to do a release around this song. And then I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this whole thing a lot later.
Yeah.
But
it's a good song.
What I am going to do and what seemed wildly fun is next year, I'm thinking in April, we are going to do a live event in Ojai, California as official song release party.
What do you
I
mean?
know it's kind of far away.
Oh, your song. Song.
But I want to do, so if you're following Wishbeads, and maybe this is your first podcast episode, I have a big wish, and that's to have 1 million people wishing at once. And I imagine a live event and then live streamed so that we can convene virtually, and to have 1 million people wishing at once. Powerful.
Your song could be the anthem.
Oh, I don't know about the anthem, but I imagine at this event.
How kind of does that feel?
Yeah, a little bit. But is having music be part of it. Music is so powerful to uplift the spirit and the soul. And so I thought, let's create our first event. I mean, maybe we'll get 1 million people. I can't imagine.
You mean just start it?
We're going to do it early April. And I literally sent some emails to a couple of people that I want to make sure that are there and available.
Dargis?
Yeah, I'd love for them to come.
Did you send a note to them?
No, not yet. Not yet, but I thought about it, and I would love to have them there.
Break, so they really could be.
Maybe. But to get some people together and to make this thing a reality and a celebration and really rock 2020. And when I started to think about it, to your point, it seemed wildly fun.
Okay.
And that's when I'm, you and I are working on a book together.
Yeah.
How fun is that?
Super fun.
Super fun. So when you start leaning into your choices and say, what's going to light me up, get me, and like, what if, like, imagine if, you know?
So what was the shift? Because I did know that we're looking back on this year.
Yeah.
Right. And you found out you had a great year.
Great year.
With your work and everything. And more than even maybe at this time last year, you thought it would be. But you did make a shift this year to have more fun. I think you did. To do things that you wouldn't normally do. One of the things we talked about was Fun Friday. And that did come out of last year.
Right.
You were like, I think once a week at least.
I got to stop.
I want to have a day where now, I'd say 33% of the time.
True.
You met it.
That's right.
But the intention kind of to set you off for some other things.
Right.
So what was the turn? Was it Alex sort of her vision for how she does things?
Yeah, she definitely inspires me. So he's referring to Alexandra Franzen, who I go on her writing retreats. I'm about to go on one again in January in
that alone
Hilo, Hawaii.
Kind of
yeah, and last retreat I went to, so that's where she is my editor for the book Wishwork. I am with Mango, the Tiny Press, which is, she's the head editor of Tiny Press, and she's just an amazing person. AlexandraFranzen.com. God, she's incredible, but go to her website, sign up for her email newsletter. Her emails are so inspiring, and the way that she lives her life is like, these are your precious minutes on this planet, and what do you want to do with them? And how do you want to live? And she inspires kindness in the world, and she's just like a sister on the planet. And yes, I think going to her retreat and really kind of coming at my work life in a different lens is really important, because
what's her phrase? Tiny goals? Is it tiny goals?
Yeah, she teaches a lot about tiny goals, and
yeah, but I remember you coming back like, even if it's just two things, but they're very targeted.
Power moves. To do
like
power moves. So today, deciding about this event in Ojai in April, that's a power move. That's like a stake in the ground, the pin in the map. This is where we're going to go.
Right.
And it kind of gives you a like just this lens or a point of focus. And then you can decide what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
Right.
And the shift for me is that I am now seeing the fruits, both in my work over at alexafisher.com and in Wishbeads, where all these years of kind of toil and grind and persistence, when other people are like, what are you doing? And now it's working, and I see it working, and I see that it's making an impact, and that's what gives me some...
Is that leveraging you for more fun, do you think?
Yeah,
or it's just all part of it?
Yeah, I do. I think because also it gives you the ability to have freedom to hire more. Yeah. And be more focused on power moves and less in the weeds. And
it's also you sometimes do things that you wouldn't normally do, maybe.
What do you mean?
You put yourself in situations that open you up to new opportunities,
Well, like the songwriting workshop?
Yeah, that for sure. But for example, that time I went to, and I guess nothing's mandatory, but I went to that thing for the boys' school. It was dinner.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go, maybe. You couldn't go.
Right.
I think you should go. I should go. Okay, I'll go. An amazing time. And Elio's calling us.
Our son is calling us from the house. That's the state of parenthood.
I have a guy listening to him podcast. He always puts them on.
Okay, let's put our son on the podcast.
Hey, Elio.
Where are you guys?
Well, I just wanted to tell you, first of all, you're on the podcast. Are you okay with that?
Wait, yeah. Oh, no, I'm really happy.
Do you want to be a guest on my podcast sometime, Elio?
Right now?
No, not right now. Right now we're cooking squash and we're going to wrap up soon with our podcast.
You are on right now.
Because you're on speaker.
People can hear me?
Yeah.
Well, we're not live, but eventually, yes, people will be able to hear you.
We're going to release it. What do you have to say? What are you doing? Why are you calling me? Oh, you're looking for us.
We couldn't find you.
Oh, we're in the Shasta.
Oh, okay.
In the back. What are you doing?
Everybody, Wishbeads is the best. Buy them. They're amazing.
Oh, there's the marketing department.
The marketing department's on the line. Thanks, buddy.
I'm coloring my hair right now. They're amazing.
Oh, okay.
They're really cool.
Oh, okay, nice. So,
and wishes come true.
That's true.
Have you yours
Elio,
come true?
Yeah. Can you share a Wishbead story quickly?
Well, first of all, my dog. We were wishing for a dog, and we got a dog for some reason. We got a dog, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
Yeah, he's a good dog. Oh,
we love him.
Now the squash
oh gosh,
is ready.
now the squash. This is all happening at the same time. All right, thanks, honey. Daddy's coming in to get the squash. All right, so why don't you get the squash?
Elio, are you still there?
I didn't hang up.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm still there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to turn the squash. Are you?
I'm right here at the squash. Do you want me to do something?
Actually, yeah. You know what you can do, honey? Can you take the just turn off the oven? Just hit cancel.
No, we don't know if it's finished.
Why don't you go and check on the squash? I'm not going to have him check on the squash.
Should I get the gloves on?
I'm going to make a parental move here. We're going to pause you, Robert. You're going to go check the squash.
Okay,
it's
I'm going to come
heavy.
in, buddy.
Okay.
All right, you got to say goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. Wishbeads podcast. Bye-bye, Mommy. Bye, Daddy.
Bye.
Bye, Wishbeads to the best.
Oh, you're great. It's a little bit of a hard sell now. It's good. Less is more sometimes.
Yeah,
Thanks, honey.
Easy. All right. Hold on.
Okay, so while Robert, you go check on the squash.
Yeah, I mean,
boy, this butternut squash is going to be so good. I'm gonna riff a little bit, and then we actually are having guests over pretty soon, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. But I think as Robert's gonna try to get out of here, make a big noise. For me, I feel like the one thing I can share with anyone who's listening is that your dreams are possible. And sometimes it takes, not sometimes, it always takes more effort than you think, but the rewards are going to be greater than you could ever imagine. And what has helped tremendously for me is surrounding myself with great people who believe in me, not like a million of them, just a small handful, who believe in me, who believe in the mission of what we're doing and trying to inspire people to wish, whatever that looks like for them, whether they buy or they don't buy, they just know about it and use the tools. And that even when people question you, we don't have to take everything so personally. You can hold true to your vision, sometimes take their advice, sometimes not, but just keep going. Now, of all surprises, Elio has now shown up in the Shasta, has put on the headphones. He's so cute. You've got your little hair spiked up. And you've joined me. Okay, step number 1 is maybe removing the gum. Mm-hmm. Removing the gum. Okay, you're going to just put it on the table. Okay, that's a little gross, but that's what we're going to do. So why don't you say hello to all the listeners?
Hello.
This is my son, Elio.
How you doing? I was just on the phone.
Yep, he was on the phone because we're in the backyard, and I guess you didn't want to go out in the dark and look for us?
We did.
You didn't?
We went to the garage.
Oh, but you didn't make it all the way back.
No, we didn't. We didn't really look in the Shasta.
Okay,
this is cool.
Yeah, so this is the podcast setup where you're being recorded. And, Elio, I wanted to say, can I share the sweet story about our Kickstarter campaign?
Yes.
So remember when I was determined to get the Kickstarter campaign up. And we were sitting at the little kitchen table. And I said, should I do it? Should I hit the button that says go live? You know, you take it live. Mm-hmm. And it was just you and I at the table. And it was really early in the morning. And you were like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And then I hit, publish or whatever it was. And then what happened? Do you remember?
No.
Really?
I don't even remember this story.
Oh, really? Okay. So what happened was...
I'm just going along with it.
No, that's good. Yeah, like improv, just yes and. So then you got up from the kitchen table and you went to your room and you brought me a $10 bill.
Oh, yes, I remember that. And $10. And I was the first profit.
Yeah, you were the first supporter of my Kickstarter campaign with your $10 investment.
I was the first one. Now we're doing good.
We're doing well. So, buddy, what does it mean, like, for you? You know, what do you think about all this wishing business? Not just Wishbeads, but what do you think? What what is the power of wishing for you? What happens to you? Do you wish for things? Whether they end up. Mm-hmm. And how do you think wishing works, really?
Wishing is if you set your mind to it, or wishing is like, I want to do this and I really want to achieve this. Mm-hmm. And if you set your mind to it, it will come true. And well, I don't know if it's kind of magic or something.
Well, remember that what happened to you recently, which was pretty astounding, was in baseball. Remember what happened recently in baseball?
I want to tell the story.
Please do.
So I was on my travel team. Well, is that too far?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So like this.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I was on my travel team and I went up to this guy. His name was Danny. It was Danny. Mm-hmm. And I was like, my friend on my team named Akita, he hit the fence. And I'm like, I'm going to hit a home run. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit a home run. And then he's like, no, you're not. I'm like, I bet you I'm going to hit out of the park home run. And he's like, fine, do it when you get up there. So I went up there. I was a cleanup hitter. And I went up there. And I just, the first pitch I hit out of the park home run deep center. It was like 225. My coach said it was the furthest hit he's ever seen this year.
Wow.
Which was cool.
That is so cool. And so there was something pretty amazing that happened when you had the certainty. When you said to your friend, I am going to hit
so it's
a
putting
home
your
run.
Mind to it.
Putting your mind to it. So what do you think that's all about? What is that? What is that?
Putting your mind to it?
Yeah. Like,
if you say to yourself that you're going to do well. Like, I had a test and I was really not sure I would do well. Mm. But before I did that, I was like, I'm going to get a good score. Because in the morning, I was super grumpy about not wanting to do it.
Sure.
But then I went out in the back and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have good scores. And turns out I did improve by 3 scores, which I was proud of.
You should be so proud. That's awesome. Yeah. So your attitude is everything. And sometimes you remind me about that. When I get grumpy and I don't want to do something or I'm stressed out about something and you're like, whoa. Settle down. Yeah. You know, if you have a better attitude about it, if you set your mind to something more positive, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
So simple. Mm-hmm. So why do you think we complicate it
My
so
dad
much?
has entered the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's back. Look who took your spot.
You want to take over? Should I sign?
I want to take over.
Okay. Elio has now replaced Robert as my guest. We've had a switcheronski.
Can
a
I
switcheronski.
Don't get too close to
No, he's good.
You're doing good.
He's good.
You guys keep going.
All right, we're going to keep going.
I'll sign off for now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, not very well. Why don't you pick up the microphone?
I'll sign off for now.
Thanks for being on the podcast, Roberto.
It was fun. We'll do more.
Yeah.
A lot more to talk about. We just scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what we talked about except for squash.
Okay, buddy.
This is cool. I can hear what you're saying, and then you can hear what I'm saying.
I know. What?
How does
professional.
That work?
Because it's all running through that microphone.
This?
No, the other thing.
This.
That one. Yeah, that's right.
Why is this like a handle?
I don't know. We'll discuss it after the podcast.
Okay.
So, Elio, what has it been like for you? Because how old are you right now?
11.
Oh, you're 11 years old. And what has it been like to watch your parents, because I would say Daddy helps me so much with this company, build this business from scratch, from having an idea?
It's cool.
Okay, well, all right. How about some
the cool part
highlights?
Is that my mom just had the idea out of the shower. You know, Pete, you've said this before, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay, yeah. She got it out of the shower, and she literally was soaking wet. She ran up to the computer and looked up if wishbeads.com was still available on Safari, and turns out it was. And then she went from there, and it's been a lot of stress. It's been good. It kind of gets a little annoying, but it's good because we're making money.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, good grief. Well, you know why? Sometimes it can be a little stressful.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
But then when it's over the stress part, you are super happy, which is really good, and you have a good attitude about it.
Yeah, I do. Most of the time I have a great
attitude.
And then
mostly, since my dad's office is in the garage and your office is in the house, it's kind of difficult because you guys go in and out from that area to the other area.
That's true.
I'm using hand movements. It's from the right point A to point B.
They can visualize it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, Robert built out his whole little editing studio in a garage. And so we do have this wild life that we are both building businesses out of our home. And then we work on the go. We have equipment that comes with us, and we get to travel.
Like this is cool.
And then, and it's strange because you have parents that work out of the house, but sometimes that means that we work at weird hours, right?
Yeah.
You wake up, I'm working. You go to bed,
you're working.
And I'm working.
And then when I get home, you're not working, kind of. You are working. You're hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And then like an hour's passed and you're still working. You kind of work all day.
So people think that when you have a business from the home,
you're
like,
chilling.
Oh my God,
like,
you're chilling. I'm just home. I'm in my pajamas.
But you're literally working 16 hours. You wake up from 6:30 and go to 11 p.m. You need some break. Actually, 2 days ago, she woke up at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
How amazing is that?
That's amazing.
This
I slept
morning,
in.
My latest time I've ever slept in was 9:30.
Yeah, you were tired.
And on Saturday, I slept until 9 o'clock.
That's impressive, honey.
I was proud of that.
So what are your big wishes for the future?
I want to be an MLB baseball player.
All right. That sounds good.
That's a big wish.
And what's your other thing that you're working on?
I also really want to get it. Well, let me think about it.
Well, you don't have to say. You're 11. You don't have to.
I don't really
decide.
know what I want. I want to be a millionaire. I'm kidding. I mean, I would like to, but I mean, I don't want to be super cocky.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. This is an interesting thing. Let's talk about this now. So you said, I want to be let's assume you were going to say a millionaire. And then you say, just kidding. Oh, that's an interesting moment because we do this all the time. Now, if you want something, so let's say there's nothing wrong with being a millionaire. Do you know how many people you could help if you were a millionaire?
You could do so many.
You can do
Bill Gates. He gives money.
Bill Gates is amazing. We watched a whole series about Bill Gates. So making money and being a force for good with money is a wonderful thing. But sometimes when we're wishing, we have that moment where we want to say, just kidding, and we block the wish.
I do want to be a millionaire.
You should be a millionaire.
So I can give back.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can do a lot of things with it, but one of the best things about being able to have an financially abundant life is that you can be a force for good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when we say things like just kidding, we block. We somehow put that voice of doubt in our heads and we think, oh, no, because people may think, being a millionaire, that seems cocky. That's what you mentioned. Or people might judge you or be jealous of you. And so then we don't pursue what we really, really want. Mm-hmm. And when we're wishing, if that's what you want.
I also want to be a shoe designer.
Awesome.
Partially a shoe designer.
That's so cool. And if you can also be in the MLB and be a shoe designer.
It would be cool. I can make my own MLB, my own cleats.
Okay. That's really cool. That's a good idea. And I think all of it is possible. And now you know, because you know firsthand that it's possible, but it also takes work. I
have a friend who wants to own the Getty Center and change it into a go-kart and paintball place.
Wow.
I know.
I don't know what to do with that wish.
But he's like, I'm going to do it.
He's going to buy the Getty Center and turn it into a go-kart and paintball place.
Yeah. I don't like that idea. I think the Getty Center should stay how it is.
Yeah, maybe use it as the Getty Center as inspiration for a go-kart and paintball place. But the Getty Center is a pretty incredible place, just as it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I don't mean to judge someone else's wish, but just saying, my 2 cents. So, Elio, what are some of your goals for 2020? We've got the new year coming up. It's almost the end of the year. Do you have any goals that you want to share?
I want to get into my favorite school
Okay.
that I like and my brother's going at right now, which
Okay.
I probably have a high chance.
Okay,
I
good.
do have a high chance of it.
Okay, good. That's
I
good.
am going to get in.
Okay.
And I also would like, my goal is to go skiing
Okay.
in 2020.
Okay, that's really exciting because you do have discovered a new love of skiing.
Open up new opportunities for me.
Okay, the opportunity of skiing. Okay, cool.
And then, oh my God, my gum is rock solid.
Gross. Okay.
Then I also would like to, let's think.
Well, you don't have to commit to it all right now.
I want to blow off a fire extinguisher.
Really?
I do.
Welcome to 11.
I always wanted to see the fluff.
Interesting. I once had a story. I had set my toaster on fire as a kid, and I was long story.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, I set the toaster on fire. It was setting down the counter on fire. I was about 11 or 12. I think I was about your age, and all I did was scream fire. And my brother raced down from his bedroom, whipped out the fire extinguisher, which was in the pantry that I didn't even know was there, and sprayed yellow foam everywhere.
But the thing is, your brother's younger than you. You should have known better.
No, he's older than me, and he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, he knew where it was there, so now I always know where a fire extinguisher is. Anyway, these are goals. These are great goals as an 11-year-old.
I also would like to get into a higher baseball place where right now I'm on a little travel team, but they also have another level, which is national, and I would like to go to that.
Oh boy, it sounds like it involves some travel.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see about that. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up for now. And Elio, I am so happy to have you on my podcast. Thank you
Can
for...
I do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you on. I would absolutely love to have you on.
Oh, I see.
And to all of our listeners, thank you for listening to the Wishbeads podcast. Thank you for going on a little scene behind the family business that is Wishbeads.
We have one more kid.
We have another son. I have an older son, but he's
Teenager.
And I don't know if he's going to run to be a guest on the old podcast. Probably not. But I do hire him to help me when I'm in a crunch. I actually pay him to do some graphic work. He's been known to help me make bracelets when I'm under the crunch and we've sold out and we've got big orders to place. And anyway, so it really, truly, truly is a family business. So whatever your dreams are, I hope that you find, not only do I hope they come true, but I hope you find that place in you where you can tap into the fun and infinite possibility, because all of the success in the world is yours for the taking. Thank you for listening. There will be a new episode next week. And to find out about when we can hang out, perhaps in person or virtually, check out wishbeads.com/events, our events page. And you can see what's happening. There's going to be some really fun stuff happening in 2020. So I hope to see you in person or virtually. And just stay tuned. All right, without further ado, happy wishing, friends.
And Merry Christmas to all.
Happy New Year. All right, bye.
Yeah, bye. It was good having a podcast with you guys. How do you stop it?